Silence! It's time! It's time! It's
time for another episode of the Drunk Dash Nerds podcast.
Can you dig it, sucker?
Grab a six-pack, sit back and prepare to laugh. It's Drunk Dash Nerds podcast. Grab a six-pack, sit back and prepare to laugh. It's Drunk Dash Nerds podcast. Grab a six-pack, sit back and prepare to laugh. It's Drunk Dash Nerds podcast. Grab a six-pack, sit back and prepare to laugh. It's Drunk Dash Nerds podcast. Sit back to the back of the back of the grab a six-pack, sit back to the back of the back of the grab a six-pack, sit back to the back of the back of the grab a six-pack, sit back to the back of the back of the grab a six-pack, sit back and prepare to laugh. It's Drunk Dash Nerds podcast.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 373 of the Drunk Dash Nerds podcast. I'm your host, always, I am Tyler, and join me with the man, the myth, the legend himself, Sir Colonel Gables. What's up, buddy?
Hey, Tyler. Man, I'll tell you what, man, I'm feeling really damn good. But most importantly of all that, I have been playing some games, but man, just hustling and bustling, just getting some work done. That's pretty much what I've been doing for the better part of the week. Nice. But how have you been doing?
Yeah, doing okay. Doing all right. Been a long week, been a stressful week, being in the red zone right now with everything going on. So that's pretty, it's pretty crazy. It's like the West Coast, the South, and then Iowa.
Yep.
It's like how the fuck did we jump so many states?
Yep. That's the most unfortunate part, man. But hey, let's look at it this way. At least they're starting to get some exhibition baseball.
Yeah. It's kind of sad we can barely put on sports right now.
I know.
You see other countries are like, I mean, they're still doing you see Japan, like they actually have like wrestling events with crowds and shit now, like small crowds, but they have crowds. And then you see other countries have like their soccer leagues going on and baseball. Japan's had baseball going on for months at this point with very little issues.
Yeah.
And it's like we can fucking barely even get our teams into a goddamn camp or in a bubble. Or
just huddle everybody inside of one state with a massive COVID spike and okay.
Yeah. So let's put all of our best NBA athletes and trainers in the middle of the worst place in the world to be right now.
Yep.
In Disney World, and let's open the park too while we're at it. So that's right. It's like Hong Kong closed their Disney World down because they had 52 new cases in the entire city, I guess.
Well, not only that, but there may be also other underlying things in correlation to potential implications between like China and the United States. So it's definitely something to watch.
Yeah, but it's just like they shut theirs down, and it's like we're having 17,000 new in that entire in the state of Florida, and then we open it. It's not safe enough to open up the Disney World, the Disney corporate office, but we can open up the park.
Yeah, I know, right?
That makes sense. But I don't know. But it makes sense though. Like today, I went. Courtney and I went and got Panera for lunch.
Nice.
Great. We just got salads. They're fantastic there. But we just, I just ordered it on the app, and I walked in, I wore my mask like I always do whenever I go anywhere, and went and just grabbed my food and walked out. When I was walking in, there was like this group of like 8 or 9 people going to get food, and they're all having a conniption fit in front of the door because they didn't have masks, and you had to wear a mask to get in the store. And I'm like, how the fuck are we supposed to eat? I'm like, well, you can like get it to go, or you can go and order and then sit at a table and preferably
outside.
Spread out.
Yep.
Yeah, there's also outside dining is an option.
No shit.
But I don't know. Wear a fucking mask, people. It's frustrating. Whenever I go to the store, and it's like slowly turning more and more like the other, like for a good while there, it was like 70-30 whenever I go to the store, people wearing masks, and it's slowly starting to get more towards like the other way of not wearing masks. So
it was like that. It was like that for a while for Washington State as well, but until they started requiring masks. Like, it's not just requiring masks like for state law, but at the same time, you saw the people pop up where they don't want to wear shit because, well, it really infringes on my rights.
I had somebody put it really well, and they're like, if the CDC would have came out and said wear a mask to protect yourself instead of wearing a mask to protect others, we wouldn't have this problem right now.
No shit.
And I mean, we'd still have a bit of a problem, but I bet it would be a lot easier if people were doing it for their health and not for others.
Yeah,
But
that definitely would
sadly,
be so.
Yeah, I don't know. It's I've just been like in a very frustrated mood the last couple weeks about where things are going, and like the more and more, and you hear people talking, it's just like, and I've unfriended a few people like on Facebook when they've gone like anti-mask rants, and I'm just like about like how that's stupid, like basically you're a pussy if you wear a mask, or you're a little bitch. It's just like, fuck you. It's like,
no shit.
Thousands of people are dying a day.
Dying, and yet they're worried about more so about not wearing a mask. That's
they're
cold.
not masculine enough wearing a mask. Let's go fuck yourself, okay? Like if you think you're okay enough or big man enough to not wear a mask, go get COVID then. I don't care. Go get it.
As a matter of fact,
go fuck yourself.
And I'll say this right now. Actually, you're more of a man if you actually do wear a mask and you go through and you follow the proper protocols and stuff because you care about the health and well-being of those around you and yourself. That makes you a bigger man, not wearing a mask and being a complete asshole about it.
No, that just makes you look like a pussy, Gable. That's a very pussy thing to say. Yeah, I don't know. It's been, I don't know. It's been getting to me more. I mentioned it last week about how I've been like more doom and gloom on the internet lately, and I've been like slowly like bringing my circle down to making my bubble on like, for like I mentioned before, like during the election, my Twitter was like very much mostly like political shit, and then like I was very depressed and angry, and like for like a good year and a half, where it's like I was no longer having fun on the internet, and then it was like I like at a certain point I'm just like I can't, like I still care, but it's like I gotta like I can't let this be my focus all the time.
Tyler,
so like,
I understand. You have to understand there too that there are some times you need a break from social media, especially if it's like, say, for maybe a month or maybe a few weeks or whatsoever. But at the same time, there is a huge influx of moronic statements and moronic things going on Twitter right now. Because once Tumblr just basically went belly up after all the people that were toxic there started migrating onto Twitter, plus all these random clicks and everything else, like, oh, this underlying bullshit, and it's made Twitter what was once like a fun place to go onto just to check to see what the latest news and everything else is in. It's basically you wake up on Twitter and you see, okay, who gets canceled today? And that's quintessentially what it feels like in some regards. And from there, when I personally was looking through it, I was kind of the same way as you are. I feel angry, feel depressed, everything else going through. But at the same time, because of how much of a dumpster fire it is, it took me to realize that, you know what, this is not for me. So taking a break from Twitter definitely is one of the smartest decisions I've made for a while, because even with a week without it, I'm already seeing a bunch of improvements.
Yeah. No, I get that. And I've gotten really good at like the unfollow button. And it's like sometimes it's even like people I don't like disagree with them. It's like I agree with you, but it's like I need a break from you and your posts kind of thing.
That's true. And here's the thing, man. It's like Twitter cannot guarantee the privacy or security of your accounts, because a bunch of their DMs they later confirmed were stolen after all the major blue check marks were unable to tweet for like a couple hours.
Yeah, that was actually really funny. That was a fun time on Twitter. It's the most fun I've had on Twitter in a long time. Like since like 2013. That's what
Twitter's supposed to be, honestly. It's something fun, not a bunch of bullshit political statements.
Oh, Gables.
What?
We're gonna have to. Oh shit.
What?
Okay. So this posted 9 minutes ago as a recording. It's a Sunday night.
Okay. Breaking news.
So on the official Nintendo Twitter account. On 7/20 tomorrow, we'll be debuting the first Nintendo Direct Mini Partner Showcase, a series focused on titles from our development and publishing partners. We'll share a few updates on a small group of previously announced Nintendo Switch games. Check out the full dates at our full video release at 7 a.m. Pacific time.
Wow. Okay. So, well, this is a good part of like now let's go into our news, because now I kind of want to discuss that.
Yeah. So. Yeah. So I'm sorry to interrupt your So it's funny, like we're going on a Twitter rant, and then I had a thing pop up about Nintendo. I got like an alert on my phone about Nintendo on Twitter, and I'm like, okay, this might be important. And here we are. So the first thing I was going to ask you today is like if you thought like there was rumors of there being a Nintendo Direct tomorrow, and possibly a mini Direct. Sounds like it is happening now. It is a mini. We know that for certain, but it's also a partner showcase, a series focused on titles from our development and publishing partners. So,
Now, what does that mean in and of itself?
Yeah. So, does
our
that
partners?
I wonder if. So I wonder if that means it's a partner and development and publishing partners. So I wonder if that means maybe it's not going to be in-house shit. Maybe it's going to be like, who makes the Metroid games? Metro Prime games.
Retro. Yeah,
I mean,
it's Retro.
Retro.
Yeah,
right?
it is Retro Studios.
So I wonder if that's what they mean, like stuff. Well, I guess they own majority of Retro at this point. But I wonder if it means stuff like people they've worked with before. Like they have like a Sega, like Bayonetta 3. Is that a possibility at this?
That's a possibility.
That's a partner. I mean, that's what I'm thinking it's going to be. I'm like, and they said they're going to talk about games they previously mentioned as well. A small group of previously announced Nintendo Switch games as well. Some updates on those. So what do we know about from them? We know about No More Heroes 3.
No More Heroes 3. We haven't heard any more information from that.
What was the other big
next Zelda game we haven't heard too much about.
Yeah, that we could get Breath of the Wild 2.
Yeah. Breath of the Wild 2. I can think of a couple more. That whole element of that Metroid Prime trilogy we haven't heard too much about either.
Yeah.
Plus Metroid 4, we haven't heard too much in regards about that. But
that's the interesting part though here in the sentence is the development and publishing partners, and then also previously unknown and partners. So that's the one thing I'm holding up on. I'm trying to figure out what.
Notice it didn't say third-party partners, because when they did like the whole Paper Mario Origami King stuff, and they had the whole thing with Way Forward, with Way Forward is working on a new a game they've never worked before,
Yeah, I just saw the someone posted. Can't wait for so it's supposed to be about 10 minutes long.
10 minutes. Okay.
Yeah, and someone said I can't wait to get the first look at Bakugan. It's just a 10-minute thing about Bakugan. That's what I want to do.
Oh God! If it's supposed to be a 10-minute, I just thought of something. If they say publishing partners and whatsoever, don't you think that it may potentially be, well, I don't know, having something to do with Nintendo of Japan?
Possibly.
Think about it. There's another game that's been rumored to trying to come out by the end of this year in celebration of Mario's 35th anniversary. So could this be the confirmation that we could get like these Mario games that were rumored, for...
Yeah, I mean, because that's something that's the problem that Nintendo has is like they tell us we're only going to talk about this, but they constantly lie to us about what they're going to talk about.
Yeah.
It's like we're only going to show games that are coming out for the rest of the year, then we'll show fucking something coming out in 2 years or next year.
Right. So that's really weird how they worded it. Like, they're publishing partners in what?
And let me go back to the tweet here. So there'll be December 20 Nintendo Direct Mini Partner Showcase, a series focused on titles from our development and publishing partners. We'll share a few updates on a small group of previously unannounced. That's the thing though. That makes it tough though. It's only 10 minutes long, about 10 minutes long. So
that's like enough for maybe a couple of games at most.
Yeah, I mean, so I imagine there's gonna be a few small ones. And oh man, that's I don't know. I mean, we've seen this before though, where they've done direct minis, and then a couple weeks later they've done a big one. So this doesn't mean.
And to be perfectly honest with you, this is actually the closest that we've had from the last one that we've had for like Origami King, and all of a sudden, then like a couple of weeks later, it's like, okay, now we're gonna do another one.
Yeah. So. I mean, it makes sense to do it. I mean, they gotta give us dates for some stuff. So you got to think we're gonna get No More Heroes 3 because that's supposed to be a 2020 game. There was another third-party game that was yeah. I guess that the Premonition 2 is out. So
True.
is that? I'm thinking No More Heroes 3 is the only thing we know about. I can't think of something on the top of my head. Nintendo.
There must be There must be like third-party games that we haven't even heard of, because No More Heroes comes to mind as things that we've already have heard about, but we haven't got too much information on it.
Bravely Default 2 is supposed to be their thing, so maybe we get dates for those two.
Possibly. Yeah, that's by Square.
Yeah, and it's a Switch exclusive, so is No More Heroes. Man, I don't know. I'm trying not to get excited, Gable, but fuck it. I'm gonna get excited for it. I'm gonna go all in. I'm going all in. I got to do it, Gables. I didn't want to do it. I was gonna try to be.
So let me guess. Subsidiaries and partners.
Yeah. So.
Well, I'm looking at this. I'm looking at this, Tyler. Going through subsidiaries and Nintendo, it could very well possibly be like other Nintendo things, because when I'm searching here on like Wikipedia for like Nintendo subsidiaries, we got like Nintendo Software Technology in Redmond. We got all sorts of various other stuff like Nintendo of Europe and like all this stuff. So could potentially mean like something in house for
definitely. I mean, I agree. I'm trying to think. I mean, I don't know, because like, do Nintendo work on these like HD? Are these HD ones in house? Or are these partners that are working on these? We don't know. Like, so there's supposed to be the Pikmin 3 port that's supposed to be coming. That's been done for a while now. It's supposed to be coming over. There's obviously, like we mentioned, Breath of the Wild 2. There's the Mario games that have been rumored forever now. Man, I feel like they got to be announced here, unless they're gonna. I don't know. Goddamn, I don't know, Gables, because like. I'm excited. I really am. I'm really pumped now for this. Can't wait. I gotta set my alarm.
Here's another thing that could make you excited right here. When I say Nintendo software, like technology, what was it? I'm trying to think of it right now. It's also like a part, like say, Nintendo Software Planning and Development Division too. You know, and the studios that are part of that, you know, you have One Up Studio that's responsible for games, say like Magical Vacation, Mother 3, and this and that, but. You have IQ, which was a part. That's something totally different. But Monolith Soft is definitely one in regards to that. And obviously they're known for like Xenoblade Chronicles and has helped with some other like Nintendo games in regards to, say, Splatoon 2 and the Breath of the Wild, Pikmin 3 and whatsoever. Then you have ND Cube with like Wii Party and Mario Party series, and the last one on the list is something we've already mentioned before, Retro Studios with Metroid Prime, the Donkey Kong Country series.
Yeah, so to be honest here, I'm gonna try to keep my I'm not trying to get too excited. I'm thinking Bravely Default 2, No More Heroes 3, Bakugan are sure things. We'll probably get dates for those first two. I don't know when Bakugan. I don't know if Bakugan has a release date. I truly don't give a shit if it does or not. I don't even care to look it up. And then I could see it ending with a bang. I mean, I think we'll get maybe a couple other exciting games. I'm thinking Bayonetta 3. I'm gonna say it starts with Bayonetta 3. We get those other 3 games in the middle. Ends with Breath of the Wild 2 trailer.
That would be amazing if that were the case.
That's and maybe we'll have a couple like indie games in there in the middle, but I think that's gonna be where we're gonna be at. It's gonna be because like I said, it's only gonna be around 10 minutes, so you gotta figure 12 minutes at most maybe. So
yeah, potentially. I'm gonna be going inside of this presentation next morning. You know, tomorrow morning. As a recording, it's Sunday, and we've just learned of this breaking news.
Yeah, they didn't give us a big heads up. 10 hours?
So. But at the same time, I'm going into this presentation, this Nintendo Mini, with a low expectations, because obviously with the whole Origami King and the whole freaking Bakugan thing, that's pretty much got people's hype levels like very low in that regards. Yeah. So what I could potentially see, I could see them reiterating on games that were announced before. No More Heroes 3 is definitely something I would think would be appearing inside of this case as an update. Well, let's see. In regards to that, potentially Bakugan, but I don't think so. I think it's going to be something inside of its own. It's going to be like I think the thing after the Origami King gameplay was shown was it for Bakugan. Yeah. But other games I could think of, we could potentially see the Mario 35th anniversary collection or whatever it could be. Maybe Mario 3D Land, maybe Mario 3D World, maybe something of the sort. But another option that I was thinking about is the Pikmin 3.
Yeah.
The thing about Pikmin 3, because thinking about it this way, Monolith Soft was helping out in terms of, say, like Pikmin 3 and sort of the development for that game.
Oh, okay.
And the reason why I say that is because you're talking about Nintendo subsidiaries and the whole aspect of everything else through the process of elimination. You know, Monolith Soft is definitely one of those studios that have helped inside of like big major Nintendo games before. So potentially potentially we may see something in regards to Pikmin 3. But then again, This is me really grasping for straws, and even I know it's not 100% true in some regards, but at the same time, if I was a betting man, 10 minutes, give or take, we're probably going to see No More Heroes 3, potentially the port of Pikmin 3 come to Switch, and maybe we'll hear some updates on like Bayonetta 3. Bayonetta 3 maybe. But the odd one out, and the one that I really want to have happen and stuff, I really want to see if there is collection disc or something for the 35th anniversary for Mario. Yeah. I would really love to see, what if it's like I said, what if it's like the revelation that Super Mario 64 is the next game that's getting that remastered sort of treatment, kind of similar how Link's Awakening had that, you know. You know, that's something that I really would think would be a big banger, but
yeah, it's because I'm gonna stick with mine. What I'm saying, okay. And Bakugan, because we got some shit shown on it last week, so I could see that maybe not even get touched upon in this. But if it's, what I'm thinking is gonna happen. Start with Bayonetta 3 CG trailer. That's it. No gameplay. We get like a teaser, like a little bit more, because all we've had so far is a fucking splash that it's in development. So I could see like maybe a teaser trailer for that. Maybe you get a release window. No More Heroes 3, because No More Heroes 3, all we've had is a CG trailer. Right. And then in 2020 is what they said. So I could see them, maybe we get like a 2-minute trailer or something like that, and it's some gameplay with some story in there. Then we get a release date, because that's got to be soon, I gotta imagine, within the next couple months. And then what else I say? Bravely Default 2. You don't have to spend too much on that, because we've seen a decent amount of that. There's a demo out there, been out there for months. Maybe we probably get a date for that as well. If these games aren't delayed, that is. Maybe, because you gotta imagine, because they're gonna want to do the 35th anniversary thing of Mario, because it's this year. You're gonna want to do something, like, you want to make it bigger. So I'm hoping it, like, I don't really, in my brain's saying. My heart's saying it's going to be there. My brain's saying it's not, kind of thing. I think I'm kind of, we're like wishing it into like happening. I feel like I am, at least. I
will say this: there has been rumors going around for the past couple of weeks now that there is a potential direct that was happening on the 20th.
Yeah.
Now that's confirmed.
There hasn't been any rumors what's going to be there, though.
That's very true. We can only get asked for straws, so everything that we're doing is with a grain of salt.
Yeah. So, I'm just scrolling through Twitter to see if there's any new developments. Like anything coming out.
So you've guessed your 4 games. I've guessed my 4 games.
Yeah. And I could see it ending with, Breath of the Wild 2. Maybe I don't think we'll get it like
that does happen, honestly.
Yeah, I could see that, because like I talked about last week with like, when we were talking about Ubisoft's thing, where it's like Nintendo has perfected their directs, where it's like start with something big, and something big. Sometimes it's not, the big thing they end up begin with isn't our, cup of tea, but it's a good chunk of people's cup of tea, So I can, or maybe we get the second character for the DLC pack for Smash Brothers.
It could potentially be so, and it could potentially be somebody that we did not see coming at all.
Yeah. I think I'm going to stick with what I said. CG trailer, teaser maybe for Bayonetta 3, maybe Bakugan. I think we'll get the No More Heroes 3 trailer with the date, Bravely Default 2 trailer with the date, assuming they're not delayed. And maybe we'll have a couple new things there revealed as well, and then we'll end with the Breath of the Wild 2. But I don't think we'll get an actual title because I don't think it's gonna be called Breath of the Wild 2. I think it's gonna have a different name, and then maybe we'll get like a release window, maybe like spring 2021 type of thing.
You want to know something that would be really hilarious? Is if they open up with like a Smash character reveal and it ends up being Paper Mario. Described as fucking the Origami King footage.
My heart dropped when you said that, Gables.
It would make me laugh so hard because I could potentially see Nintendo doing that.
Yeah, it's like their first 4 DLC characters they announced were awesome.
Right.
I think their last 2 have been pretty. I mean, no offense to Min Min, like she's a cool character. Like I liked Arms, but it's like, come on, that's it. That's your big one. Where I paid $5 for this character. Really, I know it's on me because I bought the DLC pack early, but it's like, really, like that's your. Like, I don't know. They started off too strong, with the first 4, and then it's like we got the what the fuck's the guy the 5th one from Fire Emblem?
Fire Emblem Byleth.
Byleth, yeah. It's like
he's the main protagonist of Fire Emblem 3 Houses and stuff. You can interchange between a guy and a girl, but there's different types of weapon attacks and stuff based upon things.
It's disappointing. No offense to that character, but it's like we have no sword fighters. Give us some different shit.
Yeah.
But I guess Gables. By the time this comes out, this is pretty much like within a few hours of coming out. This whole conversation we just had about this trick will be obsolete. So, which is funny to think about. But because everybody will know what.
Unless we put it in our title, if we do release it tonight, it's like, holy shit, Nintendo news.
Yeah, it's like on-air surprises. God. Yeah, that's a good. Holy shit, Nintendo news. That's a good one. I don't know if I can cuss on Lipson. I'll find out.
No, you probably couldn't, but at the same time, it's like, and Nintendo announces what?
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, we'll do some clickbait shit. We can have fun with that. I know I did do fuck Konami once in a title, so that was a thing I did.
That's very true.
Years ago, so we can't cuss. I don't know that. But let's move on to some other news. What are next? This whole direct thing is throwing me off here. It's kind of cool though. We actually have like only we have 4 bits of news. And it all has to do with all 3 of the console makers. So we'll jump into the PlayStation one next, actually. We'll get that one out of the way. The other 2 are Xbox related. So this is kind of cool news. We talked about a couple months ago that the rumor was that we're only going to get about 5 to 6 million PS5s worldwide by the end of next March. And now the news has come out that the platform holder will be increasing production. This is to meet demands of fans, but also to meet demands of those who will still be feeling the effects of COVID-19 and quarantine. Apparently, Sony predicts the ongoing situation will mean more people will be looking to purchase PS5s while they're confined indoors. So that obviously has been the case. If we talk about the NPDs every month about all that, we actually have the NPDs for later on. But so right now the plan is to have 10 million by the end of this year. Like I said previously, it's supposed to be 5 to 6 million by the end of next March. So we're talking about more than double what we were going to have by the end of the year worldwide. They're hoping to have 5 million made by the end of October, by the end of September, and then another 5 million done between October and December. And then they also double the production of the DualSense PS5 controller. So that, Gables, is awesome news. And we've seen Switches have been almost impossible to find. It's been getting a little easier the last few weeks. I've seen them pop up more often. They still sell very fast, but they are popping up more frequently on Best Buy and GameStop and Target, shit like that. And but Xbox One's even been hard to find, and that's a story we'll have more later as well. But PlayStation 4s have been not so hard to find, surprisingly. But I don't know, Gables, seeing all this, does that increase your chances, do you think, of getting a PS5 this fall? Or you just bought the Pro, so you're still holding strong with the Pro?
I'm still holding strong with the Pro. I already went in, regardless of how much consoles they're going to be making to release this fall. I decided I just wanted to stick with the PS4 Pro for the time being, because honestly, that's just the direction I'm in right at the moment. I still need to experience what I bought.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I get that. This makes me very happy, obviously, because I remember when the PS4 was coming out for pre-order, and I was anxiety at work and stuff because I wasn't able to have a phone on the floor when the job I had then, and I was like, oh man, like all the time. I was like, hopefully they don't like put the pre-order out for it, whatever. Same back with the Xbox One where I wasn't decided yet. And then I got so happy when I finally got the pre-order in. I didn't have the money at the time to buy it at launch, and ended up getting like 2 weeks later. But yeah, I remember having that anxiety, and I'm like, I've had that like anxiety still. Where like even earlier this week, there was that rumor it was going to pop up for pre-order at like 3:30, and I saw the rumor like at 3:15. I'm like, I looked at Courtney. I'm like, I'm gonna be staring at my phone for a while. She's like, why? I'm like, the PS5 might go on pre-order, and she's like, okay. She didn't really understand like what I was freaking out about. Like, I was trying to explain. I eventually explained to her. I'm like, you don't understand how hard these things are fucking hard. Like how crazy hard it is to get these things. And she's like, okay, because I was like literally updating Twitter like every like 30 seconds to see if like it posted. And for like 45 minutes, I sat on the couch just constantly just kept refreshing Twitter and like a madman. And ended up all it was like they put the page up on Amazon. It's like that's all it ended up being.
Yeah, exactly.
So then PlayStation or Sony came out later and said that they're going to give us a heads up when the pre-orders go out live, which is awesome. Also scary at the same time. But yeah, I don't know. This is obviously great news if it can happen, as long as it's safe for the people, the employees obviously working on these things. I don't want these people to be at risk of COVID and also overworking to get these done. But if they can do it and safely and all that, that's awesome. Gives me hope. And also, people have mentioned this is good news. Maybe we're like, these consoles won't be as crazy as expensive as some people have thought or been concerned about, because that was part of the issue. Was the cost of making these things is the reason why the supply would be low, on top of fighting with other companies to get the same supplies and also COVID. So that brings more good news. So maybe these things won't be $600-700 like some have thought. Maybe it'll be $500, which is I still think will be the price. But yeah, but we mentioned about how hard it's been getting Xbox One. It's going to be getting a lot harder here soon, because the Xbox One series, or the Xbox One X and the Xbox One SAT edition, the all digital edition, are officially been discontinued, and that the regular Xbox One S will continue to be manufactured. And on top of that, the Xbox. Well, no, never mind. I'll save that for the next one. I'm going to put that in the other one. My clip notes. But they're ramping up for the Xbox Series X. Also, the Series S is being rumored to be in development as well. We'll apparently hear more about that next month. But yeah, so those consoles are already being stopped for production now. So I don't know. Were you pretty shocked to hear that news, or like I think a lot of people were pretty shocked to hear it. I don't know if you were too.
Let's see, Xbox One X, I really wasn't too surprised about it, because it makes sense in the grand scheme of things. One, if you have an Xbox Series, if you have like an Xbox One X for sale around the same time, as you're going to be having like two other different consoles launch at the same time, potentially with the Series X, and also maybe with a lock card, yeah, I could see potentially why. But in terms of the grand scheme of things, even if Lockhart is, say, delayed off for a few months, like rumors are specifically saying, potentially, taking a grain of salt with that, it would leave you with two options come the release in this holiday, where if you have the Series X and then you have the Xbox One S, which the One S isn't discontinued, but at the same time, you could still play the games that are releasing for the Series X on the One S. So, all the Microsoft would have to do is, like, decrease the cost now for the One S to like another $100, maybe about $200, and then all of a sudden have the Series X for, I don't know, maybe $300 more than that, $500.
Yeah,
never know.
Because I'm gonna look how much does the Xbox One actually cost. I think it's like $400 for an Xbox One.
Xbox One S is $300, and then like the One X got dropped down to about the same price as the S, actually, before it got discontinued.
Yeah, I'm seeing the Xbox. Yeah, the Xbox One, the original is $200. Or no, that's I'm sorry, that is pre-owned. Where is new? I'm on GameStop. Fucking GameStop. Yes, the Xbox One X is $400. Yep, so you said that. And then the Xbox One S is about $300. Okay. All right. Cool. So yeah, it does make sense. Drop these things down another $100, and it's going to help with confusion on these new consoles, because it's already confusing talking about them. and we know what these things are individually. So it's like there's gonna be the Xbox One X, there's gonna be Xbox Series X, Xbox One Series X, or Xbox One X. I can't even say it now. Xbox One X, Xbox Series X. So it makes sense to get those off the market because I think the big thing is like I've talked about, like I have an Xbox One X. So unless there's something crazy that that blows me away and makes me want to get the Series X instead of the PS5 at launch, like I don't foresee myself getting it because the Xbox One X will run these games, maybe not obviously not the best of their capabilities, but well enough on my Xbox One X that I don't see the reason to jump up to the new consoles right away for the next year or so maybe. So getting that out of the way, and also the confusion, that's smart on their end, and then keeping the Xbox just what Xbox One S. If you just call it, you can just call that now the Xbox One, and without having to differentiate from the all digital edition and the X, it makes it so much cleaner in that as well. So I get why they're doing it, and plus, I mean, Xbox One has sold really, really well this generation from what we assume. But obviously, once these new consoles come out, who's going to want to buy one of these? When they do come out. But I don't know. I think it makes sense, and it's not the most shocking thing in the world. Like I don't think because typically I think the PS3 was still in development for another 2 or 3 years after the PS5 came out.
Yes.
Or PS4 came out. I'm sorry. And I think the 360 was out for another few years. But I remember the Wii U. It went out. They stopped making it 6 months before the Switch came out. So
Yep.
It makes sense. It didn't obviously the Xbox One did way better than the Wii U did. But it makes sense to just get that out of the way and move on to the next thing, because this is something they've been building for years. And speaking of building towards that for years, Xcloud is coming to Game Pass, the Game Pass Ultimate this September. If people don't know, that is their streaming service they've had like in beta for a while now. You can play it on Android phones, you can play it on tablets, you can play it on your computer. It's basically their Google Stadia. So that will be coming to, if you have Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, which is like $15 a month. I think it's like $45 for 3 months and like $100 for a year. I could be wrong on the year mark, but that'll be coming in September. They did say it sounds like sometime next month. This is not the official name. Obviously, it's been the beta name for a long time. They'll have more news about the XCloud next month, assuming when the Lockhart gets announced, which maybe leans more towards maybe the Lockhart being a streaming box. I think a lot of us it's digital box. This may just be a streaming box, but so it sounds like we'll probably get the official name next month for it with some more details. Right now they're saying pretty much anything on Game Pass will be on XCloud, as long with pretty much what they're saying is everything that you own as well as the Game Pass games will be a part of it. So it's no extra cost for people. The only way to get it when it does officially come out is through Game Pass Ultimate. But I mean, we talk about all the time. When it seems like whenever Xbox announces something, it's good news. Like we very rarely hear bad news from them in the last few years as far as like stuff they're doing on the tech side, or like I've always said their game part has been lacking. The first party games has been lacking, but everything else they're doing has been awesome. And this is just more great news. And on top of that, I don't think they've officially said they are, but it sounds like the Xbox Live Gold 12-month passes are going away. So it sounds like they're slowly killing off Xbox Live Gold, and they're just slowly turning basically as Game Pass Ultimate, which I assume they're going to change the name of sooner or later. Maybe it'll be Gold Ultimate or Xbox Ultimate, or they'll have a name for it eventually, and it's just going to be this all-encompassing one thing, which I don't know. I feel like if you have Xbox Live Gold, like why don't you have Game Pass as well? If you're in the ecosystem, like I have Game Pass Ultimate. I play it all the time? Do I check it every day? No, but there's enough games on there that like over the course of that year and a half I've had it now. I've had it since, no, I guess it's been over. I got it last year when they had the deal going on last E3. But I've had it for just over a year, and I would say the amount of money extra I paid to have Game Pass Ultimate, the amount of games I played on there that I was going to buy anyways, as I've definitely made my money back. And then I've checked out a few games I wouldn't have otherwise as well. So it's been awesome to have that around. And yeah, if you got it, man, fucking if you're in the ecosystem, man, you might as well get this thing, because it's only getting better. And I love this idea. I was gonna go on here, and I had the show notes in here, and I had some cliff notes about the Google Stadia event that they announced a month in advance. By the way, over a month in advance, they announced the Google Stadia event. Gables, did you hear anything out of the Google Stadia event?
Hell no.
Exactly. It was a 16-minute event. I watched it. And it was dumb. God, that thing is just stupid. It's getting worse. Like their big huge thing they had was that Bomberman R is coming to theirs. It's gonna be to Google Stadia. It's gonna have online and it's gonna have a 64-player battle royale mode. That was their big surprise they had for us.
Well,
that was
this
it.
was back in the 1990s. That may have been a big thing, but no.
Yeah.
A 64-player Bomberman online game is not enough to sustain a freaking service like Google Stadia.
Yeah, and it's just like they had a 1-year head start. They've fucked this thing up since the beginning, and
They
it's
had
just like,
one job.
Yeah,
They had one
ruined
job
it.
and they fucked it up. And
Yes.
now, quintessentially, Xbox with this whole Xcloud thing, in correlation with their whole Ultimate Game Pass stuff, yeah, that's pretty much presenting the death of Google Stadia on a silver platter.
I mean, it's Google, so they can. I mean, they have more money than most companies in the world, maybe even more than Microsoft. I don't know, but can they turn it around? Yes, but they've bungled this from the start. And I was listening to a podcast, and someone made a really good point where it's like you're disappointed about the announcements they make at these Stadia events, but it's also like it's kind of like, but if they announce something really cool that was exclusive to them, you'd be disappointed because like, God damn it, now it's stuck on Stadia. It's like
Yep.
what I thought about when they said that was like Bayonetta 2. Like people were pissed when Bayonetta 2 was a Wii U exclusive.
Yep.
It's like, I mean, I would be, I didn't, but I'd be pissed off if like, when I didn't have any interest in the Wii U, if they announced Metal Gear Solid 5 is exclusive to Wii U, I'm like, fuck, damn it, now I gotta buy it. Like, I'd be pissed. I know I would be. So like, if they announced Metal Gear Solid 6 is exclusive to Stadia, I'd be furious. I would be, but I'd buy the fucking thing. But that's but that's the point. Is like they need to find that killer app that's gonna piss us all off for the fact that we angrily buy Stadia because like they need that desperately. But yeah, I don't know, Gables. Like going into the Xcloud thing, I mean, and everything else. What do you have Game Pass?
No, I don't have Game Pass, actually.
Damn it, Gables, you gotta get Game Pass. It's so good. But anyways, Street Racer 4 is on there. It's worth it alone.
I know.
But don't have to yell at me. Okay, I was just pointing out Street Racer 4 is on there. Don't get snippy with me, young man. But I don't know. I mean, I didn't know if with the Xcloud thing, where you're at with this. Are you looking forward to this? What do you think is gonna come out of this?
I think I am looking forward to it, honestly, because I could potentially see myself, say if I have like my phone or like a tablet or something, you could actually sync your wireless Bluetooth controller to your phone, well, specific phones right now if you really wanted to. I know there are some games in the Apple App Store that allowed that as well, but in this case for Microsoft, with the whole Project xCloud and stuff, you can literally stream games that are like from, say, their own library for the Ultimate Game Pass, literally on your tablet or your phone, and use an Xbox controller to do so, to play the games. So you're not even like limited to like, say, your touchscreen or any type of shit. I could see that as a potential use I could do once or twice. Say if I am on a long trip or whatsoever and I really wanted to, say, I don't know, maybe I had the craving to play some Gears of War or something, and all of a sudden I just pop that up and like, oh, there we go. But I really like it, personally.
Yeah, I mean, it's no charge to the customers that are already in it, so that's even better. I'm just curious what, I'm wonderful to hear more at the upcoming event on Thursday, but I think we'll hear more when we hear about the Lockhart and everything in August. So I think that's the big blowout for the Xbox and everything coming up here in the future. But moving on to our very last topic of the day, it's one of my favorites every month. It is the June NPDs. So once again, video games sales this year have been crazy. It's gone way up, spiked. Really, I mean, a lot of it obviously has to do with COVID, and just the fact that instead of spending money on going to the movies or going out for dinners, because we can't, a lot of people can't. We're spending all our money on video games. What are you gonna say, Gables? I'm sorry.
I'm just saying they're just spending all the money on the video games.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, Animal Crossing. That was like that was like, oh shit, something's going on here. And it's crazy to see, even with Animal Crossing been out for about 4 months now, how we're still going. But this is the biggest June since 2009, which I want to. What came out? Video game releases.
June 2009.
Video game releases. 2009. I want to see. Oh, okay. All right. Oh no, this isn't. Oh, this isn't month by month. is just to show me all the big games from June 2009. I'm like, oh shit, Uncharted 2, Batman Arkham Asylum, Assassin's Creed 2 all came out in June. I see why. That's not the case. That didn't happen. I can't find it. Oh well. Anyways, going back to the story. Like, wow, June was crazy. Why don't we talk about that as the best year ever or best month ever? Anyways, so it's up 26% overall from last year. This time last year. Obviously, but I think they said software sales are down a little bit, but a lot of that has to do with the fact that it's harder to find the consoles, obviously. And this time last year, the Switch was more readily available and had Mario Maker 2. So at launch in June, they didn't. I don't think they didn't have anything really in June. So, anyways, going back to oh no, let me look at this here. I'm seeing some more shit here. Yeah, no, more of the same. But anyways, so. I'm sorry, I've lost the list. Here it is, found a list. All right, so starting off from number 20, like we always do, we'll work our way up. 20, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. 19, SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated. Okay. 18, Persona 4 Golden. Was that was when they put it on Steam, wasn't it?
Yes.
Okay. That explains it then. Need for Speed Heat. Borderlands 3 was 16. I'm sorry, 17 was Need for Speed Heat. 16 was Borderlands 3. 15, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. 14, Breath of the Wild. 13, Minecraft, the PlayStation 4 edition. I don't know why they specified that, but okay. 12, Rainbow Six Siege. 11, Smash Bros. Ultimate. 10, Minecraft Dungeons. 9, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. 8, NBA 2K20. 7, Ring Fit Adventures. Fun fact about that, Ring Fit Adventures in the month of May was the 853rd highest selling game of the month.
Holy shit.
So it went from 853rd to 7th. But I think a lot of it it's back in stock now. But yeah, for a couple months there it wasn't. So number 6 is Red Dead Redemption 2, 5 Mortal Kombat 11, 4 GTA 5, 3 Animal Crossing, 2 Call of Duty Modern Warfare, and number 1, no surprise, Last of Us Part 2. So anything jump out to you on that list, Gables?
Well, let me see when I get the. I need to get back up the list again. But the one thing that really surprised me is the SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom, but that's only because the Rehydrated Edition did release, and I'm not surprised that it did sell a little bit better because, well, it's a license-based platformer.
No.
But, yeah, seeing Persona 4 Golden up there on the NPD lists, that's a digital-only game. You know, it's not taking into account any type of physical sales or anything else of that sort. But, because when I looked at it this first, like, wow, people are buying a whole lot of Vita games all of a sudden.
Yeah, no, that's what jumped out to me. I'm like, what the fuck?
But, honestly, I'm very surprised to see Persona 4 Golden, a game, that version of the game released right back when the Vita released, around 2012, 2013, I want to say. But, that in of itself was like a remaster of a game released in 2008 for the PlayStation 2. But seeing all that for sales-wise, man, that definitely is surprising. Now,
Yeah.
Hopefully Atlas goes and fixes and removes that stupid de novo shit from there. But other than that, I'm really not too surprised in regards to other games on the list. Like Minecraft Dungeons selling well, Smash Brothers, Mario Kart 8, the whole NBA 2K stuff, Red Dead Redemption 2, Animal Crossing, that was a big surprise. Call of Duty Modern Warfare, okay, a lot of more people are at home, so they want to get their COD fix. The only other one that I'm seeing that's really surprising, honestly, would be Need for Speed Heat. Because I wouldn't expect Need for Speed Heat to be selling that colossally well.
I think the big thing for that was last month EA released the crossplay for that.
Oh,
so it's the first EA game that ever have crossplay. So I'm thinking that must give it a little boost, and it's probably on sale too. Because you'll see that sometimes, like some of these games will have a sale, and all of a sudden they bump up on the list. Like Minecraft PS4 edition must have been a sale or something. Be 13.
That makes sense.
But I do find like this is kind of cool. Last of Us Part 2 is the third fastest selling game of the year, behind Modern Warfare being second, Animal Crossing number 1. It's also the second fastest selling game in PlayStation history, only behind Spider-Man. But Last of Us 2 came out on June 29th, I believe. And June.
No, it was June 19th.
June 19th. Spider-Man came out the first week of September, when the month it came out. So it had about a week and a half, 2 week head start on it. So that, and obviously Spider-Man's one of the biggest IPs in the world. But yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting. Who knows if it would have had an additional 2 weeks on it, what it could have done on that mark. But Ring Fit Adventure was 835th in May. I'm sorry, not 800. I think 54th. I said. But yeah. So if you look at it, I mean that's Last of Us being first. I don't think anybody's gonna be surprised. I won't be surprised if Last of Us and Ghost of Tsushima are 1 and 2. I don't know what order it'll be in, but I won't be surprised if next month that's the case as well. Especially with Ghost of Tsushima having about a half a month to be on the list. Mortal Kombat 11 jumping all the way up to 5th. I don't remember what it was last month, but I know it was still in the top 20. But I had the Aftermath DLC come out.
Well, the DLC was with it, so
yeah,
all the DLC for like $50. Yeah, that's a good deal.
Yeah, so I'm thinking it must have a surge from that, and it came out at the end of May, so it makes sense. It probably sold a little bit more in June. I think it's funny to see Ring Fit Adventure all the way up there. That's crazy. I want to see what the record is. Like, that's got to be a record to jump from that from 8 to what I said 835th to 7th. And then you look at the rest of this, kind of what you expect. Like I said, Need for Speed at 17. That's kind of cool. Persona 4 Golden that's a nice little bump in June coming out. That's awesome. And SpongeBob SquarePants at 19. Good for you, I guess. That game is supposed to be pretty fucking terrible, but good for you.
It's supposed to be actually worse than the actual original release.
Yeah, that's what's funny is like they literally just like didn't do anything different. Like they didn't like it still plays as shitty. The loads are awful. The voice acting is the same as it was from the original.
It looks worse than the original release. That's the thing.
Yeah. They did a really shitty job porting that. But yeah. I don't know, it's a pretty interesting month. I mean, June was a pretty slow month. It was pretty much Last of Us was the big thing last month. Actually, I think that was the only thing last month, really. So yeah, I don't know. But I thought it was kind of still an interesting month with everything else, with Ring Fit and SpongeBob and all that other fun jazz. But Gables, we were jumping. We were gonna do what we were gonna play first. That was my plan, but the Nintendo Direct thing has thrown me off. So we're gonna jump into what we're playing. Gables, do you want me to go first? Or you want to go first?
You go first.
Okay. So I've played the one game this month. It's been a long week. It's been a long week, Gables. I started playing Ghost of Tsushima. Came out Thursday night, so I played it for a little bit on Thursday night, and I want to say I probably played about 4 or 5 hours since it's been out. I have accomplished very little in the main story. I think I've done 3, maybe 4. I've done like the first outside of the first hour and a half, 2 hours. You have to put into the main mission, the story, and you can't go into the open world yet. I've done 2 missions in the main quest since then, and I've just been so there's on the map. It's a pretty decent sized map. You can, as of right now, there's they're broken into 3 parts. The first part you're in is the biggest part, and I've already gone through a good chunk of it. I've been going and checking every little thing, finding every fox den, trying to find all the shrines you can get upgrading shit. So I've been sucked into that. I'm having a blast in this world. The first couple hours is when everybody said this when I read reviews and people talk about it online. It was the first few hours is tough to get into, and I agree. I think that first story bit it's still good. It's still spectacular in the looks of it, but it's not doesn't jump out to you like you expect from most first party Sony games, where usually the characters and the story and everything, it jumps out on you. And in this case, it didn't do it to me. It still had Jin, the main character, hasn't done it to me yet, and neither has any of the characters involved in the story. But I have definitely enjoyed going around this world. It's fucking gorgeous. I still think Horizon Zero Dawn and Gears of War 5 are the 2 prettiest games I've ever seen from powers of graphics point of view. But this is right up there. It's definitely 3rd or 4th maybe on that list. I mean, just the colors of this game, and they do it on purpose. It's fucking with you. It's just a tease on how beautiful this fucking thing is. Just going around, and when I rode my horse for the first time through these flowers, I was audibly like, wow, and this beautiful golden flowers are flying around everywhere. It's stunning. It's beautiful. There's definitely some glitches issues with this, which are normal. It's nothing horrible or game breaking, but they stand out, obviously. I've had issues where just you follow the fox, you follow the animals to find hidden like the hot springs that increase your health, or these shrines that will unlock more charms you can carry that like boost your stats. And I've had weird parts with like the fox is like he's walking on a hill, but like his feet are like he's still like flat on the ground, even though he should be like curved upwards, as you're walking up a hill. I had one person like NPD just like when I say NPD.
Yeah, you did say MPD.
Yeah, you
NPC.
know what I mean. NPC. Thank you. I knew that was wrong as soon as I said it. But he was like, there's like this kid jumping in these leaves, but look at he was doing like a wrestling like elbow drop off the top rope, where like he would spawn in the middle and like 5 feet in the air and drop into this leaves, and then he'll spawn back into 5 feet in the air. Like he wouldn't get up and then jump. He would just spawn right back. And he was just doing this over and over again. And I've had one issue where like I was fighting an enemy, but like my character, like this enemy it was really annoying. But this character was throwing knives at me and hitting me, and I couldn't dodge him or anything because like my character didn't recognize there was an enemy there. So like I was slashing my sword like crazy and trying to like hit him, but like my character could not recognize he was there. So I eventually I did like widely end up killing him. It was like a very frustrating part of that game. But he was like, even though I was like right in his face, and like at that point you should have like a sword fight, he was still throwing his daggers at me like I was far away from him. But I mean, other than that, there really hasn't been anything major. Like those are all minor issues. But for open world game, that's to be expected, especially in usually that's a lot worse in open world games. Looking at you, Bethesda. But no, I think the game, like the combat is really well done. It's very much like a Dark Souls type style game. The only thing I wish it would do was like I would steal something from Assassin's Creed would be like I liked about Odyssey, where like the R2 and L2, like those controls your arms. Like I wish it did a little bit more of that. But this one has like square, triangle. Some little things were more we're used to. But they have the dodge. They have the dodge rolls. They have skill trees. Anything, a lot of things you expect. It's got everything you expect from an open world game. But I think the world is beautiful. Because there's something I've been wanting for a decade is an Assassin's Creed Japan game, and this is it. We got it right here. This is it's everything but like you're a samurai instead of an assassin at this point. Which is kind of the same thing. But well, I guess not, because samurai it's more about honor, fighting face to face. But you know what I mean. This where like you go to camps, it has all the tropes you expect. You go to camps, you can go in and silently kill people. Or you can go in guns blazing, but sword blazing, and fight people. You have a bow and arrow, but it's like it has all the things you expect. But it's like scratching that. Like you were saying, like this was like you were talking about before the show about this is the game you want to play. This is that scratch you want to itch, and this is definitely what I want. Like it's been a long time since I've had like I played some open world games since then, but this is like what I've been wanting for really since Odyssey. I don't think I've played one like this since then, and it's scratching all those itches for me. Where it's just like I'm loving just I don't even want to do the story. It's like I'll do the story when I run into like the mission post, but it's like I'm just like every time I see like a question mark on my map, which is like there's like a event there, or there's like it can lead you to a hot spring or a shrine or something. I just run off on that path and I go there. And I've just been like doing that pretty much, and I'll run into missions here and there, and I'll do side missions. Like I've just been doing that. Like I mean, maybe eventually I've heard the story gets better as you go. At that point, I don't care right now. I'm just I've been like I said, doing a lot of like going in and taking out posts and like villages that are taken over by the Mongols. But it's like what sucks at this point is I've done so many side quests and so many like of my own side missions where it's like I'm still in the tutorial stage of the main game where it's teaching you these things that I've already done 5 times already. Where it's like it's showing you how to do a search or how to examine, or here's how you take over a post or a village or an outpost or whatever. It's like I've already done like 5 of these already. It's like you don't have to show me how to do this. So it's like that's part of the reason as well at this point where I was like I don't want to do the main missions like because it's just tutorials at this point, and I get like that you have to do that. That's necessary. You need to put those in the game, but it's like, fuck, I don't want to like follow this person around and have them explain to me how to do this thing that I've already done before. But I mean, that's not really a complaint of the game. That's just the way I've been playing the game clashes with obviously the gradual progression of the game. But I'm having a blast with it. It's really, really good. I was looking forward to Valhalla to a certain extent, obviously with Cyberpunk being in the way, but it's like this scratches the itch. This is exactly what I've been wanting from Assassin's Creed game for years. I don't know how it's going to top it. But I mean, like I said, I'm only 5 hours in. This is going to be probably a 30, 40, 50 hour game, but it's a blast so far. But yeah, that's all I've been playing. What about you?
Oh man, that's fantastic that you've been enjoying Ghost of Tsushima that much, man.
Yeah.
It's like I was telling Tyler before we began recording that I've been having a hard time going through and finding copies of Ghost of Tsushima around my place, since there's only been like maybe 6 to maybe 10 copies available across two towns I live close to. But it's going to be a little bit of a while before I get a chance to experience that. But what I have been experiencing more of is The Last of Us Part 2. I decided to play a little bit more of that. So I am still inside of the Seattle area for day 1. And I've spent a total, I believe, 4.5 hours maybe, max, inside of this one big area. Because I actually have found myself enjoying exploring a lot of the in-depths of Seattle. One, because I live so close to Seattle, I'm in Washington State, and I'm not even like 4 hours away from the city itself. But what's interesting about it is I'm seeing a lot of matches in terms of street names, in terms of like certain places that I probably would see inside of downtown Seattle as a whole. So that's been sort of interesting. But I'll tell you what, exploring every little crevice, every little like place, discovering that there's certain notes that are hidden, or there's certain safes that I have to unlock and stuff. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's been interesting doing that. I really am enjoying that. What's kind of hilarious is I came across 2 specific moments during my little bit of a gameplay for today, where I found this one outlook. And so I climbed up. This is before you go into like some of the last remnants, I believe, of day 1, where I find this outpost. I see this note, right? And what's kind of hilarious about it, this note was written by like a board security guard for his shift, and all you see is like a bunch of like crudely drawn penises and boobs and freaking testicles and all this other stuff. It's like, oh, and all of a sudden at the bottom it's like, oh, I got about like 8 hours more of this shit. I'm like, fuck. right at the bottom of the darn thing. No, but what's really hilarious is the last building that I explored before I ended my play for today was I went through this thrift shop. What's kind of hilarious about it, it almost reminds me exactly like a Goodwill, even though it's not stating it's Goodwill. It's like well worth something or other. But the most hilarious part about it is I find this note. It's like, okay, I find this note. It tells me a bit about the numbers, but it's missing 2 numbers. And at the bottom is like, well, just to make it easier for you, the input of the passcode here for the safe is the same as Stacy's number. And I'm thinking, wait, Stacy's number?
Yes!
And all of a sudden, I go into the bathroom, and it's like, well, for a good time, call Stacy. And it has the number. Are you fucking serious?
Yeah, I read that. I'm like, they're going to have a thing in the men's bathroom, aren't they? Because I already walked through the men's bathroom, but I didn't see the sign. But I was like, all right, no, it was right next I saw that. The note was right next to the bathroom. I was like, they're going to have that. That's going to be up there, isn't it? And I was like, I went and I'm like, yes! That's awesome. That's awesome they paid that off.
I'll tell you what, man, that was a funny moment. Just seeing those 2 random bits of humor just because you would have honestly missed that if you didn't explore that area.
Yeah.
And that's something that I really loved so far about playing The Last of Us 2 inside of this specific sequence. I really love going exploring all the different buildings, all the different types of things that I've picked up. I've picked up a lot of meds, I've picked up a lot of tool materials, I picked up a lot of freaking trading cards and all those various trading cards and stuff. I kid you not, I think I picked up like about 7 to 10 inside this one area alone.
There's a lot.
Yeah, there are. And I'm really glad there is so much stuffed inside of the depths of this game in that regards. It feels like a collectathon, a collector's, like a completion, it's almost like a dream in terms of a game in and of itself, where they are there to be collected. They're not hard to find, but at the same time, it respects your time. And it's like, okay, you want to collect this and this, that. You guys search through this area. It's in this area. It's not somewhere too hidden, and then you'll find it. So I end up finding things on shelves, inside bathrooms, inside of like things like banks or whatsoever, or even in thrift stores like that. But what's hilarious is after all that trouble that I found that number, I opened the safe and it's just a bunch of ammo, and I already have full of all of them. I'm like,
Yeah.
God damn it.
That's the worst when you find when you open up the safe and it's like you can get like one thing out of it. It's like, God damn it.
Right. Another thing I really like about this game so far is its crafting system and the gameplay combat in regards to face off against infected and other human beings. I really like the crafting inside of Last of Us Part 2 because inside of all the pills that you do collect, you get to, kind of similar to what you would do in the original game, you would upgrade your character's stats and sort of like that, build up, get stronger perks, obviously, stronger abilities. It's quintessentially that RPG element that makes you stronger, like the more you collect of certain pills and then the more you upgrade in certain skill trees. So in regards to that, there is like 4 separate skill trees that I'm seeing. One of them being like the basic sort of health and stuff. One of them being for, I want to say, abilities of crafting speed and this and that. Another one for stealth, and the last one I haven't unlocked yet. I am glad to say that I have upgraded my standard pistol all the way, so at least I've completed and got all the perks and upgrades for one of my weapons, his Ellie. But I'll tell you what, the combat is really fun, and not just like inside of a random, not just on like a random like miscellaneous type of shit, you know, but because I'm playing it on a level to where everything feels, you know, everything's like maybe a little bit super easier than normal and stuff, because I wanted to enjoy the game for what it is and not focus so much on the story elements. I went ahead and I was crafting a whole bunch of different items, was going through, I upgraded my weapons, and I find this baseball bat, right? So I go and find this baseball bat, I get the materials, and I start crafting this baseball bat with all these like freaking these scissors sticking out of the damn bat. Not just that, but also there's been like these pipes. I've done like modification. No, like a crowbar, I did a modification, right? It has like all these fucking blades at the end of the tip. I absolutely love how they craft these melee weapons inside this game. And I'll tell you what's more hilarious is when I've had these moments where I've gone to downtown Seattle inside of like the Capital District, where I come across some of the WDF or
WLF.
Yeah, WLF members that are coming forth and trying to hunt me down and do this and all that. And quite honestly, I really didn't really give 2 shits about them as I was going through, I would do stealth this and stealth that, because up until then, I was sneaking up behind, like, clickers and sneaking behind them and just doing stealth kills and all this other shit. No, after I got the melee weapons, I started crafting them, I started going to town, dude. I started going through, as soon as they would see me or something and they got too close, I'd go for the melee weapon, I just bash the right across the face, and it's like, you know, like, oh my god, that felt satisfying, that thick kind of like hit registering and stuff like that.
The sound it makes is disturbing but also awesome at the same time.
Oh, what's most hilarious and stuff is I got it down to one person, and I tossed a brick right pretty close to me, and he follows the noise right down to that direction, and all of a sudden, as soon as he gets to the open of that door, I just run up and I just smack him across the face of the fucking bat. And that's exactly what I've been doing. I've just been mainly attacking people, and I'm having an absolute blast doing that. I don't know why all of a sudden I'm enjoying a lot of those elements, like, say, the exploration, the combat, and this and that. Maybe it's because of the fact that I'm so detached by some of the characters and some bits of the story that my mind is going back to the basics of what I like inside the video games, which, in this game, the combat is better than the original Last of Us.
Yeah.
The crafting system, I feel, is more in-depth and much more fleshed out than the original Last of Us. But man, I gotta say, man, it's like, for the combat for what it is, I am enjoying it so far. I wish, in regards to the rest of the game, that it was an explorable thing, kind of like similar to what I did in Seattle. Because looking at my playtime, I'm already up to 6.5 hours. 6.5 hours. I took like 2.5 for the first like section of the game before going into Seattle, and all of a sudden I'm up to 6.5. With the day 1 in Seattle. You know, I really wish a lot of the game was structured like that. Because this is the most fun I'm having with this game so far. Exploring, picking up the trading cards, upgrading my weapons. Let's see, crafting a lot of different items to take out enemies with. Seeing a lot of these different side stories or seeing a lot of these different things and funny shit that I would have glossed over if I was just speeding through the game, Because they definitely, and this is how it feels like to me, with how Naughty Dog this game wants you to progress pretty much almost like in a breakneck speed, in my opinion. Because every time I've gone through and tried to explore my own, I'm always getting hints. I'm always getting things to say, oh, hey, let's go over here. This is the direction where we need to go. And I'm like, fuck you, Dina. I'm going to go and do this. But I got to say, I am enjoying Last of Us 2 right now inside of what I've enjoyed so far about just exploring the Seattle stuff. And honestly, that's pretty much what I have been playing. But at the same time, I'm looking forward to what other types of combat and what other types of items I get in order to just to mess shit up.
Nice. No, yeah, that's awesome. I'm glad you're playing it.
Yeah.
So, I periodically throughout the show, I've been refreshing Twitter and seeing if anything else is coming out. So a couple things has happened over the course of the show. Let me see if I can. Let's see if I can find the tweets. I'm sorry. No More Heroes. Travis Rich again went on sale today. It's
Wait,
after right now. So it's on sale right now. Travis Strikes Again, the one that came out last year.
Okay.
It's after midnight here in my time. So that's like the deal of the day at Best Buy. It could be just a coincidence. Same with Bayonetta and Vanquish 10th Anniversary Edition. That's also gone on sale today at Best Buy. What else did I see? Bayonetta 3 is now up for pre-order on Walmart.
What?
Mm-hmm. And a Twitter account called Row Company has tweeted tagging, retweeting the Nintendo Direct tweet, and they're working. That's the name of a game that's being developed by First Watch Games. I've never heard of this game. Apparently, it's coming to. There's alpha codes. They just tweeted 8 hours ago of alpha codes you can get for PlayStation North America. It's on PC as well. So this game's been out for at least it's been an alpha for a while. But I guess maybe it sounds like the Bayonetta 3 thing can happen, and apparently some game called Row Company.
It sounds like to me potentially No More Heroes 3 and Bayonetta 3 we're probably going to hear about tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean No More the Travis Strikes Again going on sale today could be a coincidence. Also, Mortal Kombat 11 Aftermath Collection is on sale for $40. That's tempting. But yeah, so that's some shit. So.
This is going to be an interesting morning tomorrow.
Yeah, I can't wait. Gables, we have 9 hours. I'm going to set the alarm. Courtney, we're getting up early again. What?
And she just says, fuck you.
She just like, yeah, she didn't look very happy. I'm kidding. She's just like shrugging, like, what the fuck are you talking about? I woke her up this morning. I sneezed. I had a sneeze. I have allergies. Leave me alone. I'm a sick young man.
How dare you wake me up in my beauty sleep with that sneeze?
I do want to point out, actually, I just remember I meant to mention at the top of the show, but the Nintendo Direct shit confused us or threw us off. Gables is wearing a Man, the Myth, the Legend shirt right now, and I could not be happier. And his mom bought it for him, unironically.
It was unironically. It was a Father's Day shirt.
Yeah. Wait, why are you getting a Father Gables or something you're not telling me here?
Don't look at me. I am not a dad, but it's just hilarious that she buys this shirt.
Gables is slaying puss all over North America.
Oh, hell no.
Wearing his mask, of course. He's being safe.
Oh, God. You're making me out to be some sort of player, but I'm not.
He's got kids. He's like the Quagmire in real life. He's got kids all over the world.
Oh, well, I'm not going to compare to that dude.
You're probably right. But yeah, I don't know. I thought that was interesting. We haven't seen the updates for a while, but also that's a cool shirt, Gables. That's fucking sweet.
Thanks.
Yeah. So also Damon Ex Machina is on sale for $40 today at Best Buy.
Damn. Okay.
Did anybody actually care about that game when it came out? I feel sorry for
To
that
be
game.
perfectly honest with you, that game came and went. It was all right, but it only appealed to some of the niche, so it really lost relevance after it released.
Yeah, I felt like that. Like they pushed it really hard when they revealed it, and then we didn't hear about it until like a month before it came out, and it's just like then it came out. And like
The only
nobody
thing
cared.
people remember about Daemon X Machina is it had that special freaking controller attachments and stuff to the Switch that made it better to play in handheld mode for the original Switch.
That is right. I remember that now. Yeah, that came out like it was oddly a weird, really busy time for Switch when that game came out. 'Cause I think it was like sandwiched in between like what the fuck, the what's the platinum game that came out last year, Astral Chain,
Yeah.
and then like Link's Awakening came out like
Yeah.
within like they came out within like 6 weeks of each other. Those two came out, and then in the middle of that, Daemon X Machina came out. So that game came out to die basically. But
Pretty
yeah,
much.
I don't know. I'm glad to hear though you're still. Oh fuck, the GameSpot deal of the day is on here now. We're gonna have to look at this. Oh fuck.
Dropping news, breaking news. Tyler,
Yeah.
the scoops are coming in.
Yeah. Fuck. I've been on like a splurge lately buying Funkos and like Gables to see my new shit I've just bought
God.
in the last week. I spent I don't want to say a small fortune, but a small fortune for me. Ah fuck. The Doom Eternal statues on sale for oh thank God it's sold out. Whoo boy, because I was gonna buy it. I was about to buy it. I gotta get off the internet, Gables. This is gonna be a bad time.
Yeah, you do, dude.
Yeah.
You don't want to freaking do a mortgage on one of those fucking items.
Yeah. Oh god, some of them are so expensive. I didn't. Not that I want those ones, but I was looking like some of them are like $300. I'm like, what the fuck you?
Yeah, who
God.
wants to pay $300 for a goddamn statue?
Yeah, unless it was like something badass. Like it's gotta be really badass. Like fucking Captain America uppercutting Hitler in the nuts. I'd pay $300 for that statue.
Actually, that would be amazing.
I would pay $300 for that statue. That'd be badass. I'd be all down for that. Or what's BJ Blawinski? Is that his name from
Blazkowicz.
Blazkowicz. Thank you. I don't know why I want to say Blawinski there. If he did that, if he was in the role of Captain America, I would definitely pay $300 for that one. That'd be badass.
Dude, or
statue.
BJ Blazkowicz is going through just giving Hitler a wedgie.
Yes. Oh, that $350.
Him just like Hitler just like bent over a fucking rock or something like that. You just see BJ just go through and just get the freaking underwear all the way across to his back of his head.
Oh my god. I want that statue.
Oh god.
That's gotta be. It's gotta be on Etsy or something.
Oh.
Etsy.com. All right, here we go. God damn it,
Jesus
Gables. You did
Christ.
this. You did this to me. You did this. All right. I don't know if I want to put Hitler in the search
No,
engine.
you do not want to put that. You're going to be put on some sort of freaking security watch after that.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I mean, I got a webcam here that's plugged in, so they've already heard it. So I'm already on the list. So I might as well search it. Nah, never mind. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do
And
it.
this
I
is
can't do
how we get on the Twitter blacklist.
it. Gables, look, give me your Google login because I'm gonna do some searching.
Hell no.
Okay, that's probably a smart move by you. But we gotta get out of here. This is getting weird. I'm gonna buy some shit and it's not gonna be good. I'm gonna get a text because all my mail gets delivered to my parents' house still because I don't trust our mailman here because he just delivers our packages to random places.
Ugh.
Well, I was like, you got a package. I'm like, what the fuck did I order? And I'm gonna get like when the fuck did I order goddamn Captain America uppercutting Hitler in the nuts statue? It's badass, but when the fuck did I order this? It's like, oh, it's 4 beers into an episode of Drunk Dash Nerds. The last time I drunkenly bought something was on this show. I bought Rise on Xbox One. That was a bad time.
And that was the worst hangover you've ever had.
Yes, yeah, it's up there. It's up there. I bought in Deadly Premonition drunk twice now, so I've made other bad choices. So
Oh, God.
yeah. So once on 360, once again on Switch. So I've done that too. But yeah, we gotta get out of here, guys, because I need to get off this internet because it's bad times.
Okay.
Yeah, but thank you guys so much for listening. We have a Facebook page and group. We're on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Spotify, iTunes. Please check us out on those places. Just look up Drunk Dash Nerds Podcast, Drunk Dash Nerds, Drunk Nerds Pod. Any of those things. Follow, subscribe, like, thumbs up, 5-star comment, follow, whatever you can do to help us. We really appreciate it. Share as well. That's also more important. Probably the most important. Check us out. Do all those things for us. Go to twitter.com/ what's my name? Gingerboy_DN. That's my name. Oh God, I don't even know anymore. I'm all hyped up, Gables. I don't know why I'm all hyped up. I think it's the direct. It's got me going.
Yeah,
My
I
nipples
think
are
it is
really hard
too.
right now. My nips are hard. right now. That's how excited I am. Gingerboy_DN is my Twitter name. And then we got twitter.com/Colonel Gables. Check them out there. Also twitch.tv Colonel Gables. Check them on there as well.
Yep.
Once again, check us out on those places. Do the things you do that show that you love us. And I was your host, Tyler.
And I have been Colonel Gables. So until next time, everyone, have yourself a good week. Fuck up some shit.
Yeah.
And most importantly of all, thank you for listening to another fun-filled episode of the Drunk Nerds podcast. Now get some.
Yes. Let's bring them up, fucking ruckus. I'm all hyped. I don't know why. I don't know why I'm all hyped right now. I'm so excited. I don't know what I'm excited for. What are we going to do with those energy cables? I'm going to run a mile. So I'm sweating. Why am I sweating?
Now you're sweating.
I am sweating
drunk
profusely.
Sweat just running across your street.
Oh my god. I'm so sweaty. Anyways, Gables.
Yeah.
Too sweet.
Too sweet, man.
Bye, guys.
See ya.
Excuse me. Few too many beers there. Anyways, we're on iTunes now, so go on there, check us out, and if you like us, leave us a review, and we'll even shout you out. And Jack will send you his credit card number.